Hello everybody, very good morning to you all and welcome back to another live stream here at Taurex and at Moss. Hope everyone is doing well and is ready for another good stream and another good week in the markets. We are into Wednesday, which means we're into the bulk of the move this week, and actually with the what's it called, with the Independence Day on Friday, everything's been brought forward a bit. So actually the main event that we have this week is actually coming out tomorrow, which is NFP instead of Friday. So I'm going to use that time today, obviously on today's stream, to go through a few things. On my sort of agenda, we've got to talk about the central bank speak from yesterday, which is quite important. I'll just summarize that for you. There's no need to, to dive into too heavy. And also the, what's it called? The NFP tomorrow, a quick breakdown of what to expect there. Have a look at some of the open trades that I've got, really from the trend rider strategy, and a little bit of an update on that. Oh, I didn't mean to actually, I meant to stay here. There we go. And also go through some of the requests that people have in the actual chat section itself. So I know that some people have said they want me to go through NASDAQ and GJ, which I can do, no problem. If anyone has any other requests for today, please drop that in the chat section and I'll be more than happy to help. And of course, as always, comment win and you'll be eligible to win one of two prizes for today. Same as before, 10k fund, 10k Atmos challenge and a 50% deposit bonus into Taurex. Okay, right. So first of all, let me just quickly go through some of the language that was used yesterday, because it actually was fairly important. Yeah, it was quite important, really. And let me speak about why. So we had Jerome Powell, Ueda, Bailey, and Lagarde all speaking yesterday at the ECB policy panel. So we actually got a little bit more insight than I thought, which is why I want to just quickly talk through it today, just so everyone's on the same page and everyone understands what to expect. So we'll start with Powell, because obviously it's probably the one that everyone wanted to listen to more than most, because he's probably got the most confusing of jobs at the moment in terms of what to do, with Trump putting pressure on him. Now, Powell said yesterday, he said a few things, and we'll just go through exactly what he said. He basically said, first of all, that the Fed would have cut by now were it not for the tariffs. A little bit of a dig at Donald Trump, I think so. Just reading some of the things here. Everyone is looking for someone to blame for his or her mess or mistake. Powell stopped talking, SHIT. Cut rates by 25 should be enough. Dollar is bearish throughout this year anyway. The Fed is completely political regardless of what they say. If you don't see the 50-point cut right before the election as politically motivated, then you are blind. So as a politician, he has to blame someone else. It's not his fault, it's Trump's. Then Trump says it's not his fault, it's Powell's. The old saying of first get rid, if all the lawyers should be updated, get rid of all the politicians, whatever. So there we go. He also said that if we were to ignore the tariff situation, then basically the inflation is behaving as expected and as hoped, right? Interesting. So that was another dig at thingy really, at Trump. The US economy is in a pretty good position. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And he did also pretty much, from what I gathered, this one here, there it was. He left a July cut on the table, which is interesting. He pretty much didn't rule out a July cut. He didn't say there would be, he didn't say there wouldn't be, but he said we can't say whether July is too soon to consider a cut. Well, bearing in mind, that's out in 23 days. We've actually got a really interesting situation in the markets now, because when we go to the CME FedWatch tool, which is like the probability of whether we're going to get cuts or not, you can see that probability, well, it's actually gone down a little bit to 21.2% chance of a cut, 78% chance of them holding. I believe they will hold, but it's this September one where this is now where we start to price in cuts. So after July, we've got 3 more meetings this year, and at the moment, the markets are pricing in like a fair few cuts for the rest of this year. We're expected to be around 350 to 375 on the interest rate, and we're currently at 425 to 450. So that's about, what is that? That's about 75 basis points worth of cuts. So 3 cuts, one in September, one in October, one in December. I think that's probably fair in terms of the pricing. And so let me just, sorry, I forgot to say hello to everyone in the chat, actually. How rude of me. I do apologise. Good to see you all, by the way. Alicia, hello to you. Piyush, good to see you as well. Destiny, hello to you as well. Thank you for the engagement on my X account. I appreciate it. We've got Jane in the room as well. We've got Patrick, Jay Cops. Shivani, hello to you. Well, you were the winner of the last giveaway, weren't you? Going in again, love it. MRK, or Mark, I guess, 022. Rakes, another winner of our one of our giveaways. Jake, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Daniel, hello to you as well. Good to see you. I'm doing good. I hope you are as well. Got other people in the room. VR Gopi, hello to you as well. Nikhil, one of our winners as well. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We've also got the dealers, Jeanette and Vinna. Hello to you. Good to see you. VR Gopi says that gold went like a rocket this week. Yeah, it did. It did indeed. We'll take a look at that. No problem. Let me just quickly go through the rest. So I'll just quickly go through what Bank of England Governor Bailey said. A lot more dovish. A lot more certain of the fact. Sorry, I'd hate the lighting today. It's horrific. A lot more certain of the fact there's going to be interest rate cuts. The interest rate direction is downwards, was exactly what he said. Quite dovish. Bank of Japan, I didn't really get much from what Ueda said. Very data dependent, to be honest with you. And Lagarde was pretty. She didn't say that like mission complete in terms of interest rate cuts, but didn't really get a sign that there was going to be many more to come. So when you look at what we see right now, we see interest rates in Europe relatively lower to what they are in the dollar, and that's why we've seen euro dollar rise so much. So I believe that when I summarize it like I've done on my X account, this is basically how I summarized it today. Powell left the July cut on the table, took a dig at Trump. The Ueda is very data dependent. Bailey said interest rates are on the way down, very dovish. And I think Lagarde was basically saying that rate cuts are now slowing down. Okay, so I took that as relatively hawkish. Here's the thing about markets, right? Because you would assume now, if you think interest rates in the US are here, interest rates in Europe are here, as the ECB stops cutting, and the Federal Reserve bring interest rates down, you'd think that would be more euro-dollar upside. But I'm convinced that we've potentially already seen the move, or at least the majority of the move. So when I go to, where is euro-dollar? Here. Like, that's pretty much what this was. This is a daily chart, right? That's what this pricing is. So be very careful, because I'm actually on alert, and I want to see this. This is a test. So anyone who's on this stream, I want you to remember this. When the Fed starts cutting, right, and the ECB like flatten out and stop cutting, I'm interested to see what happens with euro-dollar, because theoretically that should mean euro-dollar goes up, right? But I think this has maybe already been priced in, and I'm interested to see if the Fed start cutting rates, whether we actually see euro-dollar go down. Just a theory, okay? It's just a theory. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to see what happens. But I'm on alert at the moment because I've been hammering dollar shorts. It's been great. We've called it for quite some time, right? We called the dollar index down to 96.5 when it was trading up here at 103. We called that. I called it. I'm not going to lie. So I'm happy with that. But we've just printed a new low, and I'm wondering now whether we start to see not a bullish shift, but just a retracement from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of consecutive downside. It's a technical pullback. That's all it is. Yes, so when it comes to NFP comes out tomorrow, and yes, Saruv Takor, I will look at silver for you. I've got a few requests. I'll look at silver, I'll look at gold, I'll look at NASDAQ, I'll look at GBP, Japanese yen. So just to quickly give you an idea of what it looks like. So today, there's not really any news, so you don't need to worry too much. It's tomorrow. That's when the shock comes. Basically, we've got NFP tomorrow, not Friday. Remember that. Remember that. We've got NFP tomorrow, not Friday. The reason is because Friday is Independence Day in the US. We have no data. The markets will be shut, I guess. So everything's going to happen a bit earlier than what we normally expect. Now, NFP at the moment, I'm not seeing... I think unless we see something like drastic, I think it's going to be a bit of a... I think it's going to be a little bit of a... Not a non-event. That's the worst thing to say, because it's always volatile. But it'll be very whipsawy. There'll be a lot of people that avoid this tomorrow, and I don't blame them. I think that in terms of like the... what do I always call it? Like the risk case, which is like the case where we should really look at NFP, would be if we see a figure below 100k in the jobs, coupled with an unemployment rate which is ticking higher. That's going to fuel more expectations or more pressure on Powell to cut rates. Okay, but should we see NFP come in higher than expected, which we've seen for the past 3 months, that will probably fuel a bit of a dollar rally, to be honest with you. In terms of the stock market, again, as long as the figures aren't like drastically away from the forecasted figures and drastically away from the previous, and there isn't a big too much of a shift, we can just expect more of the same, which is stock market upside by the dip. You know, this is the environment we're in right now. So that's what I would look for tomorrow. So just I'll be active as well in the Discord channel, just to like let people know what the figure was. But unless we see a really considerable weakness in the jobs data, I think we may even see a bit of a dollar pop actually for this report tomorrow. And if we do see a dollar pop, that would probably bring gold downside into it. So we'll now, perfect timing, move on to gold. Take a look at what we see at the moment. So I know everyone loves gold, but to be honest with you, I still sort of stand by the fact that it's not really doing a great deal. Obviously, we had 2 great days of upside. When we look at the high that I mentioned, remember I mentioned how I thought this high was important because we closed... Oh, hello a second. Wait there a second, people. We just traded back into that gap. So where did it close? There. And where did it open? So where did it close there and opened there? So there's our gap. Oh. We could have a gold bar on our hands here. Does it marry up with anything? Doesn't really marry up with any of the Fibonacci's, to be honest with you, but what we might be able to see is some sort of a liquidity sweep. Oh man, this might be worth a little go actually. I'm going to buy gold here. Where's my phone? I'm buying gold, people. Gold. No, I'm not going to go crazy on the lot size. I'm just going to put... So I'm going to put my SL probably at the bottom of this gap, 3325, just with 0.5%. So that means that I would lose, yeah, 0.5%, literally. Wait, no. Yeah, 0.5%. So I've just bought gold. I want to explain why. It's a risky entry, don't get me wrong, but what I noticed was we had this nice breakout, yeah, and then we traded back into the bearish gap, which is like an inverse. The only thing I don't like about it is we have already seen a reaction from the gap. However, when you then dive that down onto the 5-minute time frame, we've got a liquidity sweep into this demand zone. So I believe that this could be a fairly decent entry. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not too fussed. Only 0.5%, just a little trade on the stream for you. For anyone who's on the stream, that's a trade that I'm placing, or I've placed. Let me just read what some people have said. Daniel says, yeah, then the cat's out the bag and everyone will be, yeah, that's true. T-, hello to you, mate. Personally, I find it a lot safer to avoid trading on NFP. Sometimes I've noticed the forecast getting priced into the market pre-NFP, and other times some wild volatility, which is risky to be in, and I've been whipped out so many times by NFP. Yeah, I fully agree with that, to be fair. It's not anything that I necessarily like trade too much, but yeah, I agree with that. I just sort of use it if there's something that's like there's a clear storyline from NFP, I use it in my trading for the next few weeks, if you see what I mean. So Ruth says, when will the course start? The course will start, the course has started. There's 7 modules. I've done 2 modules already, and I've scripted the majority of the rest of the modules. I'm currently just working on the strategies module, which is going to be the big one. So I've been working over the past year. I've back tested with a fantastic coder, I must say, who I won't say his name, but it's a personal friend of mine. We've been working for the past 8 months, really, probably longer, on strategies that I've used before, and we're coding them up and we're testing them on TradingView, back testing like a good 5-6 years of solid data, and we've got a really good strategy which I use. I'll only be releasing it to premium clients, but that's the part of the academy which is going to take the most amount of time. But I'm hoping to have the academy done in sort of like early September probably, so only about 2 months from now. Yeah, Daniel, you're right. Gold has lots of FVGs below, to be honest, and that's why I only did 0.5% on this trade. That's it. It probably wasn't the best entry in the world, but I like the reaction that we saw from the gap, and we sort of come down and grab liquidity here. So it was only worth a 0.5% for me. That's it. That's literally it. And the only reason I actually put 0.5% on it is because the trades I've currently got live at the moment on dollar yen are running, well, they're running okay. If I go to the trend rider strategy, you can see we reached 3.5 to 1 risk reward. So by that time, as always, I close out, a fair chunk of the position. My SL is at entry now, so it's a risk-free trade. It looks like we're coming up to at least test the EMA 12 here, but we'll see. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I can't. EMA 36, sorry, looks like it's going to come up and test the EMA 36 here, but we shall see. Don't have FOMO. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, fair enough, Daniel. Yeah, do you know what? You might be right there. You might be right. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. What else was there in terms of requests for today? Let me just go back to the start. I know, Alicia, you've been waiting patiently. I appreciate that. You wanted me to have a look at NASDAQ and GJ. GJ. Let's have a look. Okay. This trend rider trade's actually still in play on GJ, to be honest. Let's have a look. Nice. Look at that reaction. Right from the 50%. Close on the 38.2. Hourly time frame. Nice reaction here from one of my pivot points. What I would like to see now, this would be my trade for GJ probably. Something that looks like that. That's what I would look to do on GJ. Something that looks like that. I'd like to see a break of this high first, and then come down to this demand zone, and then potentially go higher. Because for me, structure on the daily and stuff, look, it's still bullish for me. You can see that from this breakout. So momentum still here is with the bulls. Obviously, it would go against my USD yen trade, but that's fine. That's how I would trade GJ. So we'll take a look to see how that works out. And then the Nasdaq. I mean, what can you say? I'm happy actually. We're starting to see a bit of a pullback, because obviously, if you think about where we've come from the 20th of June, this whole move, I would like to see a move at least down to like 22,000, 22,200. So about 300 points away from where we are now. But I'm also mindful of the fact that, we may not get it, to be honest with you, because it's the Nasdaq. I'm not looking to sell the Nasdaq at all. At all. There's no interest in me to even try and counter trend this down to 22,000. I'd rather wait for this around this area here, 22,000, 22,200. If we can get there, then it's just a case of like buy the dip. It's really trading at the moment. Stock market trading really is that simple. We don't need to overcomplicate it. Dan, you missed it a little bit on EU. I don't think I really went through EU properly. But basically, my dollar analysis at the moment is that, if I go back to my original, EU. What I said about EU is I'm on high alert for a retracement. The markets are pricing interest rate cuts. I think that's being priced into the markets already. So I even think if we get interest rate cuts, we've already fallen on the DXY down to what my target was around that. It was that 96.5. Literally, look, you can see where my arrow was, 96.5, which means that for me it makes sense that we see some sort of pullback. Now, I don't like to trade counter trend, so if the dollar decides that it wants to pull back, I'll let it happen, and I'll wait for a nice area that I can look to try and sell the dollar again, because I still remain bearish on it, because it is what it is until it isn't. I'm not trying to call the bottom here by saying let's buy dollar. I'd rather wait for the retracement, and if that retracement happens to be one which starts to show a bullish shift in structure, then I would look for dollar longs. But for right now, this is just trying to call the bottom. There's no real evidence there for me on the 4 hour. However, I believe that euro dollar, obviously, if you marry that up with euro dollar, that means we could see a fall at least down to 1.17. So I've got a few support areas in mind for euro dollar. One of them is like the more riskier one here at like 1.173, maybe something like that. You might be able to squeeze a 1 or 2 to 1 out of that. A deeper retracement down to 1.16, that would be ideal. That's a nice one. But then we've still got FVGs below. The ultimate EU buy for me is, I know it's far away, but it's here. So there's 3 scenarios. There's my 3 scenario euro dollar analysis. Something that looks a little bit like that. Okay? That's how I would do it, personally. Okay, cool. And just on silver. Silver. Head and shoulders. Is that head and shoulders I see? True, that's so horrifically wrong. Yeah, nice head and shoulders there on silver. If we do get that dollar pop, that will probably bring silver down at least towards this neckline. But you can see, it's not really a market you want to sell at the moment, to be honest with you. It's just holding between 35.5 and 37 and 37.3. I mean, look, one support. You can see these big wicks. We could look for something similar, trade it back up into the range. It's not the way I trade, but I understand if people would want to do that. Yeah, nice one, Dan. Yeah, no, it's fair enough. No, I get it. I get it. Daniel says, I think it depends on the NFP now. If better than expected, you can see some profit taken on Eurodollar. Definitely, mate. That's exactly what I think. If we see that NFP not being too bad, I think we might see some profit taken on Eurodollar, pound dollar, etc. Any other questions? Just gonna hold the stream for a bit to see if there's any other questions. No worries if not. I'm in a bit of profit on gold. Flag and hold pattern, yeah. This could be a bullish flag forming as well. If you look at the daily, flag, sorry, pole, flag, yeah. So we could see a breakout. There could be a breakout coming. USD Swiss. I just realised I wasn't even showing you the flag. Sorry. Let me show that first. USD, yeah, look, yeah, there we go. Pole, flag, potentially higher. No problem, Dan. I appreciate that. Nice one. SM, yeah. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, similar sort of thing to the dollar, really. I'm just on a bit of high alert now for the fact that we've printed a new low. We saw buyers step in last night. We could be seeing a bullish engulfing candle here. It's at high risk for me for something like that. I'm not saying that means. That's why I always say to people, where people don't look at the daily, they'll see this on like the 15-minute or the 1 hour, and they're like, oh, we're bullish on. Not really. Like, the smart traders will zoom out and look at the bigger perspective and catch that move. Like, for example, here, which is basically what we done. When we saw this, I'm sure everyone was like back bullish on the dollar, etc. And then the real move came. That's a mess. That's clean direction. So I'd rather be in on that. So, and then what happens here is that if you don't get the lower high, if you don't get the lower high, and you start to see a break of structure, like you start to see a break, like you mark the most recent high, like this one, from that leg lower, and you now know that if we do see, you just let the market tell you, because if we do see a break above, then we look for that, and that's basically how you trade. You know what I mean? Also, we've got a really strong chemical smell in this office, and it's worrying me. So yeah. Anyway. I don't think there's really anything else that we need to go through. How's gold getting on? Ugh. I hate this buy. I don't know why. I do know why I placed it, but minimal risk, I suppose. I think I'd like to see a breakout. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else. We can touch on oil briefly. Not really moved, has it? For bloody hell, it's not moved for ages. 23rd of June was the last time it did anything substantial. It's just sort of hovering. That's a horrible piece of price action. Still remain my buy down here at 61.5 for oil. So yeah, honestly, it's really strong. I have to go off the stream in a minute, guys. It's really strong. Yeah, obviously, I would still like to see a move down to 61.5 in oil, and I would be a buyer based off of this gap. But for right now, pretty much an avoid sort of market. Cryptocurrencies, yeah, doing what cryptocurrencies do. Generally, quite volatile. This is what I like to call inducement, which is mean when we get the high and we start to see like that's typical inducement, I believe that we could be then seeing potentially soon the next wave higher in Bitcoin, probably up to somewhere. It wouldn't surprise me if we see 120,000 by the end of summer. That's what it wouldn't surprise me if we see that. And also, guys, if you could do me a favor, if you're in the Taurex Discord channel, could you please? I can't actually show you. I don't think. Should I try and show you? Let me try and show you. Can you see that? I know it's a bit. The thing's gone weird, but if you are in the Discord channel, could you do me a favor and vote in this poll that I've put up, which basically is me saying if I was to start my own, what's going on? Why can't I show it properly? I know you can't see it, but if I was to start my own mentorship program for you all who would be interested, could you give that a vote, please? Just a yes or a no. I want to see if there's enough demand for it first before I actually dive into it. So if you are interested in mentorship and coaching and exclusive webinars and one-to-ones and, you know, my strategies, give it a vote if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. There it is. Curtin, in one of your previous streams you showed a step-by-step Atmos procedure. Can you let me know where to find it? The screen was full of short videos showing a step-by-step procedure. Yeah, I'll take a look for you. I'll be able to find that for you, no problem. I'll be able to find that, no problem. And if you aren't in any of the Discord channels, if you check the description below in the description, then you'll be able to join either the Atmos one or the Taurex one. If you're interested in prop, join Atmos. If you're interested in, you know, normal standard trading, then with your own funds, then Taurex. But I post in both anyway. Okay, right. I've lost it now. Let me go to the giveaway section. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so we've got 49 entries for. Thank you for those who voted. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Telegram channel Taurex it's inactive at the moment. You know, we use Discord, so make sure you use Discord, please, for now, until I may open up my own Telegram to like document my life if people are interested in that. Probably not. But anyway, so winners for today, we've got the 10k Atmos challenge and the 50% deposit bonus into Taurex. Good luck to all those who are participating. The first prize is going to be the 10k Atmos challenge, and our winner for today is Akash Samineni. Well done to you. If you could please drop your Discord username in the chat for me, and I will message you on how you can claim that prize. You can do that on the live chat, or you can do that on like the video after the live stream gets posted, and I'll send you a message. If you fail to claim your prize before the next stream, I will be rolling it over to the next stream. So there'll be 2 prizes. The second winner for the 50% deposit bonus into Taurex is Destiny. Destiny, well done to you. You've won a 50% deposit bonus into Taurex, which means that if you deposited $500, we'll give you $250 for free on top of that, which is great. Gives you a bit of leeway in your trading as well. So well done to you. Again, please drop your Discord username in the chat, and I will message you on how you can claim that prize. So well done to the winners. Yes, Daniel, we've had. Oh, in terms of the ones that I've given away, I'm not sure. We've got payouts. I think we had a $12,000 payout the other day for Atmos, which was decent. Okay, people. I need to get off this stream before I pass out, to be honest with you. So thank you very much to those who tuned in today. In terms of a discount code for the 4th of July, maybe. It's not up to me. I can request, but I can't guarantee. I think we have got a summer discount code at the moment, 30%. And when I do my own mentorship scheme, hopefully I'll have my own discount code for my students as well, which will be great. So that's it for today. Congratulations to today's winners. Make sure you drop your Discord username on there. I will update you all on any trades that I'm placing for the gold trade today. We'll see how that goes. And other than that, I'm going to keep my trend rider, my dollar yen shorts on because I'm at risk free now. But I believe I'm going to get stopped out. I think the dollar might be in for a little bit of a retracement. We shall see. Until then, trade well, trade safe, and I'll see you all of you guys on Monday for the weekend stream. Thank you very much.